everybody, welcome to Chinese Pod. I'm Joy.
And I'm Joe. Today we are going to talk about tone changes that are related to the word bu. Especially we are talking about this tone change when it's paired with the fourth tone, because then it becomes the second tone.
And in terms of the story, we're going to talk about looking for your friend at the bar and not being able to find them because it's too noisy and there are too many people. Let's check out the dialogue now.
我到酒吧了，你在哪儿？我找不到你。
我在门口。
你穿黄色，对不对？
那不是我，我穿蓝色。
人太多了，我看不见你。
什么？我听不到。
啊，我看到你了，马上过去。我到酒吧了，你在哪儿？我找不到你。
我在门口。
你穿黄色，对不对？
那不是我，我穿蓝色。
人太多了，我看不见你。
什么？我听不到。
啊，我看到你了，马上过去。我到酒吧了，你在哪儿？我找不到你。
我在门口。
你穿黄色，对不对？
那不是我，我穿蓝色。
人太多了，我看不见你。
什么？我听不到。
啊，我看到你了，马上过去。
Okay, now that we've seen the dialogue, let's look at it line by line. 我到酒吧了，你在哪儿？
I've arrived at the bar. Where are you?
我到酒吧了，你在哪儿？
I've arrived at the bar. Where are you?
我到酒吧了，你在哪儿？我找不到你。
I cannot find you.
我找不到你。
I cannot find you.
我找不到你。我在门口。
I'm at the entrance.
我在门口。
I'm at the entrance.
我在门口。你穿黄色，对不对？
You're wearing yellow, aren't you?
你穿黄色，对不对？
You're wearing yellow, aren't you?
你穿黄色，对不对？那不是我，我穿蓝色。
That's not me. I'm wearing blue.
那不是我，我穿蓝色。
That's not me. I'm wearing blue.
那不是我，我穿蓝色。人太多了，我看不见你。
There's so many people here. I cannot see you.
人太多了，我看不见你。
There's so many people here. I cannot see you.
人太多了，我看不见你。什么？我听不到。
What? I cannot hear you.
什么？我听不到。
What? I cannot hear you.
什么？我听不到。啊，我看到你了。
Ah, I saw you.
啊，我看到你了。
Ah, I saw you.
啊，我看到你了。马上过去。
I'll be right there.
马上过去。
I'll be right there.
马上过去。Okay, so it's probably Friday night or Saturday night and we're at a very noisy bar looking for friends. And obviously, since it is such a large bar with so many people and so much noise, we can't find them. That's 找不到. And that's also our first tone change word for the word 不.
Because we have both words normally would be with the fourth tone here, bu and dao. But we said when we have the fourth tone paired with bu, the bu changes to bu. So this one becomes 找不到. And this 不到 ending means it's a focus on a result that is not achieved. That sounds a bit complicated, but it simply means no, it wasn't possible to do something. So 找不到, like I couldn't find you.
找不到. So besides 找, we can also add other verbs to indicate that something was not done. For example, I could say, I was shopping, but I couldn't find what I wanted. 我买不到我想要的包包。So I was searching for that bag, couldn't find it, couldn't buy it.
Could say 听不到 as well, right?
Ah, okay. So maybe I'm calling you and it's super noisy. I'm like, Joe. He goes, 我听不到. I can't hear you.
And we have, I think one, for example, is when you cannot think of something.
Oh, you're trying to think of something?
What was it? What was it? Oh, I cannot think of it.
想不到. So a sentence for 想不到. 想不到, we can also use it as I would not have thought. So I could say, oh, Joe, 想不到你也来了. I would not have thought that you would also be here today. Okay, so there's so many people and I can't find my friend, so I can say 我看不见你. We have this word 看不见.
So actually the 不见 and 不到, they both have more or less the same meaning because they both focus on the result that was not achievable. But while you can use 到 with pretty much every word, 见 is only used with the senses and exclusively with 看 and 听.
That's 听不见 or 看不见. And then 到, you can use it with other verbs. So do we have some examples?
So for instance, if the room is dark and I can see you, I can use it here, right?
Okay, so you can say 我看不见你. I can't see you. 可以开灯吗? Oh, wait. 但是已经开了. So, do you need glasses?
That was only an example. So what else could we say?
听不见.
I could imagine, for example, 你的声音太小了，我听不见。
你的声音太小了，我听不见你. So this would be like on the phone. I couldn't hear you.
What?
That's very common. You'll hear people yelling into their phones, 听不见. Or you can say, 大声点. Speak louder.
We mentioned that both 不到 and 不见 are used to indicate that a result was not achieved. If you want to say instead that a result was achieved, you could say the whole thing just without the 不. So for example, 找不到 becomes 找到, and 看不见 becomes 看见. In a sentence, we would normally use this with 了 in the end. So for example, if I want to say, oh, I have found it, I would say 找到了.
We have another phrase here that's 3 words with the word 不, and that's 对不对? And in the context, he says, you're wearing yellow, right? Or not? So, 你穿黄色,对不对?
So at first we have a tone change here, as you just said, like 对, and normally it would be 不, but since it's forced tone here, it's 不对. So 对不对? Okay, and these kind of questions are normally used to say, aren't you, or is it right? Like to ask for confirmation of what you just said. And they are very common in Chinese. You can actually ask those type of questions with verbs that are duplicated or with adjectives. And especially when you have 对不对 or 是不是, that means there's like aren't you.
So, 是不是 and 对不对, these are called tag questions. What that means is that there's a statement followed by 是不是 or 对不对 to confirm. So we can say, 你要出去玩是不是? You're going to go out and play, right? Okay, I have an example. 对不对?
What?
Just say 对.
对.
是不是?
是.
好不好?
好.
要不要?
要.
Yay! Okay, now ask me.
对不对?
不对.
I know where we're going.
You have to finish.
是不是?
不是.
好不好?
不好.
要不要?
不要. This is the nature of our relationship.
Rejection. Yes. So we mentioned that these questions, 是不是, 对不对, or 好不好, they're called tag questions, but you can use the sentence patterns or question pattern with all the other adjectives you can imagine. So, for example, I could ask you, 今天热不热? Oh, and we have a tone change here as well, because 热不热, so it changes to the second tone as well.
今天非常热.
And here I'm not actually asking for like confirming a statement that I made myself. I'm simply asking like, is today hot or not? And I could use it with other adjectives. For example, 贵不贵, which has a tone change as well. 贵不贵? Can you give me an example here?
I can say 这个包包贵不贵?
很贵. As you may know, sometimes those tone change rules are a little bit more flexible. This happens often when we have those 3-character set phrases with 不 in the middle. So here, often the 不 or 不 turns out to be a 5th tone in the end when spoken quickly. So for instance, 找不到 becomes 找不到, or 看不见 becomes 看不见, and 对不对 becomes 对不对.
Okay, so these friends finally see each other, and the one says, 我看到你了, I see you. 马上过去, I'll be there right now. Okay, so we've looked at the entire dialogue. Let's look at it again.
我到酒吧了，你在哪儿？我找不到你。
我在门口。
你穿黄色，对不对？
那不是我，我穿蓝色。
人太多了，我看不见你。
什么？我听不到。
啊，我看到你了，马上过去。我到酒吧了，你在哪儿？我找不到你。
我在门口。
你穿黄色，对不对？
那不是我，我穿蓝色。
人太多了，我看不见你。
什么？我听不到。
啊，我看到你了，马上过去。我到酒吧了，你在哪儿？我找不到你。
我在门口。
你穿黄色，对不对？
那不是我，我穿蓝色。
人太多了，我看不见你。
什么？我听不到。
啊，我看到你了，马上过去。
Today we talked about common phrases that all have the word 不 inside, and especially we talked about phrases where this 不 changes to 不 second tone. So for example, the first thing we talked about was that we had an ending that kind of explains that a result was not achieved. What was that?
So that was 不到, and the example we had was can't find you, 找不到.
And we learned another phrase where the 不 changes as well, which is 不见. When do we use that?
Oh, for example, we can say 看不见 or 听不见. I can't see or I can't hear you.
And then we talked a little bit more about tag questions, that are questions you use after a statement to confirm something. And here we have normally 对不对 or 是不是, where you have a tone change as well.
We also have 好不好. Okay, so if you have any comments or questions or tag question sentences that you want to leave down below, please do that and we'll get back to you. Thank you for joining us today. I'm Joy.
And I'm Joe.
See you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Introducing Chinese Pod Recap, the app with fast summary lessons. How much time do you have? Join us in the beta program. For more info, go to ChinesePod.com/recap.